everyone, and welcome back. If you have been living under a rock, you may not know about this, but if you are scarily online for more than 8 hours a day,
Not talking about me, obviously.
but if you are, you will know about this. Today we are watching a video that is about, it feels like a fever dream to say this, a $200,000 Lego theft by the Mormon Mafia. It's okay, hold space with it.
Take a minute. Take it in.
Because I need to. I'm currently doing that, actually. Like, when that leaves my mouth, I always take a minute just to... How did we get here? Well, I'm going to show you. This video is called The Bricks and Minifigs Scandal Explained in 10 Minutes. Yes, bricks and minifigs. You may know of it. There's one in my town, actually. So...
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Nixic Bricks. With the recent bricks and minifigs controversy, I figured I'd help explain everything up until part 2 of Reckless Ben's video documentary. Remember to subscribe to enter the giveaway at 5,000 subscribers. Now let's quickly get into this. This is Reckless Ben. He is a YouTuber with more than 600,000 subscribers. He makes videos about, well, being reckless. And this is Brian Mansell. Brian's dad had a collection worth around $200,000. Brian's dad then became sick, and to make up the money...
Oh, I was about to say, is that the actual collection? That's probably about the size of it, though. Like, that's crazy. I didn't think Legos went for that much. Like, genuinely, I could have, like, a gold mine in my attic currently that I don't even know about.
For the treatment, he decided to make a deal with the company, Bricks and Minifigs. Bricks and Minifigs is, or maybe was, depends on when you watch this, a corporation that runs a large Lego resale business. The collector's son, Brian, had taken the collection to sell under the contract, stating that the sets would remain the family's property until sold, where Bricks and Minifigs get a percentage of the profit. Then the franchise owner was moving out of the country and they needed a new owner. Things escalated when Bricks and Minifigs corporate took over the store, terminated the franchise agreement, and allegedly attempted to keep the collection without paying for it or giving the collection back to the Mansell family. Despite
this entire thing, you might be thinking, wow, that's really bad. Don't worry. It can always get worse. And that's where the mafia comes in. The Mormon Mafia. Like, what? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Brian having a contract and evidence, the company allegedly used threats of lawsuits and even threatened other YouTubers before Ben when they wanted to help. Now
There was a team of like 8 YouTubers that tried to get on the case and then help Brian get the Legos back. They threatened to sue every single like one of them for millions and just like drag it out until they can't go anymore. Like, that's how serious this is. And the reason why there's quotation marks is because at the end of the day, this is about Legos. Like, children's toys. Worth $250,000 almost, so I can understand. But they're Legos. Like, please. Please.
$1,000 Lego collection is being held by the Bricks and Minifigs Corporation. Brian has repeatedly tried to retrieve the Lego, but the store claims it does not belong to them, and if they attempt to sue the company, they will drag it out in court as long as they want to, leading to lots of money that the Mansell family doesn't have. When Reckless Ben went to the store to try to get them back for Brian, whom was trespassed after trying to get the Legos himself, he was also immediately asked to leave the store and threatened to call the police, and they said that they need to get a hold of corporate. Shockingly, Ben revealed to the employee that he already tried to ask corporate before going to the store. They said they couldn't do anything and it's the main store's problem, as it is a franchise location and all are locally owned and operated. This caused Ben to be trespassed off the location by police. With nowhere else to go, he went back to the corporate headquarters. There, Bricks and Minifigs CEO, Ammon McNev, insane mustache by the way, denied that the store's...
Bruh, everyone's talking about his mustache. I've seen 4 people comment on it now. If I had to add a comment, I'd say, what's his name? Wario, I'm pretty sure is his name. Yeah, and I'll leave it at that.
Holding the collection despite all the evidence, including contracts and countless social media posts, leaving him with his team to search for new ways to recover the Lego collection.
Also, I don't understand how the corporation can just flat out deny it either. None of this makes sense legally. Like I said, the Mormon Mafia. Basically, what I'm meaning by that, since I didn't explain earlier, every single person in this case that is like the villain is part of the same Mormon church and they all went to the same Mormon college. What? And so basically, the guy, the corporate CEO, right? The police officers and the owner of the specific bricks and minifig store all went to the same college and attend the same church. That's why they're just running in circles, because nothing can be done because everyone is in cahoots with each other. Like, didn't know I had to start following a different god just to belong here. Might be, guys. Next time I go to Oregon, I'll remember that.
Extremely creative tactics were used. They created a plan to gain the trust of a Bricks and Minifigs employee by making them feel special and giving them authority for a made-up YouTube video. The strategy worked, and the employee was later used to get the owner's phone number after he was previously denied when asked. A call was then made to the owner named Josh, who claimed that he...
Oh my god. Where are his teeth? Where'd they go? It must be part of the ritual to get into the Bricks and Minifigs Corporation.
did not know anything about missing Lego Star Wars sets. He then used a legal loophole to avoid responsibility by arguing that the contract signed was under the previous owner and was no longer valid. Now, with all regular options used, Ben and his team needed to be bolder. The next plan was to create a real company called We Steal From Old People, but have the tagline be Bricks and Minifigs, so that at first glance it looks like they stole a company name. This was made to bait Bricks and Minifigs into a lawsuit. Once in court, Ben would bring up the stolen Legos, yet they didn't fall for it. The next plan was to run a Lego raffle. The idea was simple. Because raffles are regulated under state law, any interference could potentially become a criminal matter. A Lego set from Brian's inventory was worth $1,000 and was offered as the prize. But when Bricks and Minifigs allegedly refused to give the winner, accusations of a crime then followed. The police then struggled to determine who had committed a crime, and one officer was accused of trying to cover up the situation. He didn't believe that the paperwork was real, but still refused to look at it. One officer eventually agreed that a crime may have occurred after reviewing the raffle paperwork. Then another officer whispered something to him that made the officer stop asking about it.
That's like insane. It was, again, you'll see this all if you watch the other video. Frankly, I don't want to edit a 2-hour video. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But literally every single thing that you can think of that's a legal loophole, Ben tries to do and he fails at. That's why this video literally seems all over the place. Lottery? What the hell is he talking about a lottery for? Wait, what are we talking about? They're taking out loans. Like, the video is insane and it jumps from one legal loophole to the next, and somehow they still can't get these Legos back. Sorry for spoiling it, but that's why we're still talking about it, because the Legos still aren't given back. Like, oh my god. Oh my god.
After that, they still threatened to arrest Ben and his team. After this, store owner Josh called Ben. He demanded that Brian was to write a written apology letter and to remove all the negative comments on social media and replace them with positive reviews, and only then would he give his dad's Lego collection back. Brian believed it was a trap designed to provide the company with a legal defense in case it went to court. To test this theory, Ben suggested an apology video instead, leading them to create a deep fake apology video which cannot be used as evidence as it was fake. Josh then wanted them to apologize to Amanda, the employee from the beginning, but she then called the cops. Ben viewed this as an attempt to get him arrested by Josh, but the cops never showed up. Josh led them on for more than a week, letting Ben think he was finally going to get the Legos back. Bricks and Minifigs retracted the deal and say they would not return the Legos at all, because they never made peace with Amanda, who continued to call the police and refused to cooperate. Then it was revealed that Ben made a contract and got Amanda to sign it by disguising his friend as a delivery man and getting her to sign for what she believed was a real package. The contract made it so Ben cannot be trespassed and requiring Amanda to pay $5,000 in liquidated damages for each time she called the police on Ben. And before you ask if that's even legal, yes, it's called the duty to read contracts law for anyone interested. At the same time,
You want to know how much money Ben has racked up from Amanda? If I remember correctly, I think it's $45,000 so far. Yeah. Because they've had the police called on them like 4 times, I think, just at the Bricks and Minifigs store. Like, and then with each police officer that comes, it's $5,000 from Amanda's pocket. I just think it's interesting.
Josh changed the story. He now claimed that Bricks and Minifigs never possessed Brian's Legos in the first place, despite earlier statements suggesting that they would be returned. Ben considered taking Josh to court, and Josh allegedly responded by threatening to publicly accuse Ben of stealing the Legos if a lawsuit was filed. Small claims court was considered an option, but doing so would limit the recovery to $10,000, far short of the collection's $200,000 value. To work around this limitation, a new strategy emerged, creating multiple victims who would each bring separate legal claims. Brian then sold his inventory to Ben and his team, as technically they are still his, with purchases notarized to strengthen legal evidence. Brian was asked to lend the money to those making the purchases because the credit cards and loans were used to come up with the money to buy them. This allowed everyone to repay the banks before any interest accumulated. The strategy eventually led to a small claims lawsuit against Bricks and Minifix. When the company failed to respond, they won by default, forcing Bricks and Minifix to pay up. However, the next day the store permanently closed, making it much more difficult to hold them financially accountable. Customers reported unfilled birthday parties and negative experiences after they failed to notify customers or update the store status on maps.
Like, I didn't even know that they held birthday parties there. But could you imagine your local Bricks and Minifigs, you have your son's birthday party there, and then you go to have the birthday party, everyone's showing up, you have the cake in your hands, and the store just isn't open. And there's this sign. I forgot all about this, actually.
A sign placed outside the store quickly went viral on social media. You most likely saw this online. Although the court victory was achieved, the store closing down prevented Ben from getting collection of damages. As a result, he decided to personally sue owners of the franchise location, Joshua Johnson and Brandon Best. However, Ben was...
Is he okay? I don't know. I just feel like he's missing a lot of cranium. Like, he just looks like...
My name is Jeff.
required to have a good faith conversation with them if he wanted the lawsuits to be accepted. When he tried to have a conversation with Josh, the police appeared at his house before Ben could even approach him. And after leaving, Ben's driver was pulled over for running a stop sign, with the body cam footage proving that this did not happen. It was just an excuse to issue a trespass notice to them. Meanwhile, the case against Brandon Best was accepted after trying to have a good faith conversation, which he just stood there while Ben talked. He didn't say anything.
He literally stood there in silence. He literally, say this is Ben. Wait. Say this is Ben, right? Ben's talking at him. This guy. Like, nothing. No reaction, no nothing. And then the guy goes and, like, he takes his phone and then he calls someone and walks away. Nothing. Nothing at all. Like, the owners themselves are insane, first of all. And then the CEO, don't even get me started.
Oh, and he also got the cops and got trespassed. Later that day, Ben and his team was pulled over because the police received a call that they had illegal substances on them. And after searching for 2 hours and failing to find any evidence, it was assumed that the police needed them to make a false confession, as most of the audio of the body cam was redacted. After pressure and conversations of, quote, walking a thin line, they were fortunately let go. Ben tried to serve Josh with court papers, but repeatedly refused to come outside and called the police multiple times. Officers recognized that no laws were being broken and that the papers were being served legally. An officer tried to give Josh the papers himself, but we didn't see or hear this interaction because the body cam footage and audio was redacted. The officer returned, giving the papers back to Ben and telling them that Josh didn't want them. The officers...
Also, that's all you're going to hear about the body cam footage. Every single thing that is, like, important to this case is redacted. Every single thing. And Ben has called multiple times to see what's up with the redactions, and they keep saying, it's in the state's jurisdiction, like, it's according to the books, actually. Yeah, it's according to the books. Right.
Didn't believe the papers were real. Another officer took the papers and called the court to prove its existence. Once the papers were proven to be legit, the officers then arrested Ben for no reason. It is then revealed why the police are so against Ben and protective of Josh, Brandon, and the CEO, Ammon McNeff. Brian calls them and claims that the local police were protected by them because they were members of the Mormon community. With bricks and minifigs...
I don't know how Brian figured that out. Like, look at him in his sweet little hat. Like, how did he know that they're all part of the same church? Maybe because he lives in that state, but I feel like if I live in the state, I don't know what church people go to. You know what I mean?
Worth millions, it can be said that they make hefty donations to the Mormon church, which most of the officers Ben interacted with are a part of. After being released from jail, Ben and his team launched a GoFundMe campaign to help the family recover from the alleged theft. While trying to legally hang a banner promoting the cause, One of Ben's friends, named Sheldon, was arrested after allegedly attempting to lock his phone before surrendering it to the police, accusing him of destroying evidence. This is when Ben called the police department and said that they mistakenly made some redactions to the audio that didn't need to be redacted because another officer's audio wasn't redacted, which proves that the officers didn't think what Ben's team was doing was illegal. Of course, they didn't think it was a mistake, and all the work was valid under the Utah State Code, apparently.
Utah State Code, that's what it was. Sorry, couldn't remember it.
Then, just a bit later, this happened. Police stormed Reckless Ben's safe house. Everyone on the
Oh, also, sorry, but the GoFundMe itself has that's what we're gonna see next, has raised over $300,000 so far. So, yeah, I'd say everyone, we're doing pretty good. Other than, like, America being, like, super corrupt and, like, terrible within the government, I'd say we as people, we're doing okay. Like, I think we're gonna make it out of the storm, you know?
The team was walked outside and put in handcuffs. This is when an officer dislocated Ben's shoulder during the operation due to what was described as excessive force, even though he was being cooperative. So after all the evidence collected on Bricks and Minifigs, all the evidence on the owners and CEO, Ben and his team's safe house was raided because the search warrant said that they took the Legos, with no evidence to support the claim. Talk about corruption. Everyone was jailed, with Ben at the threat of being in prison for 1 month until his court date, despite maintaining that no crimes had been committed. During Ben's interrogation, he tells the detective that they had been trying to sue them, but they kept getting the police called on them, and that everyone at Bricks and Minifigs are making up stories like the illegal substances possession and other threats. But when Ben mentions the GoFundMe for Brian and the Mansell family, the detective takes interest and tries to get more information from everyone in the group. He seems to be trying to get them to admit that it was Ben's idea. He admits that it was his idea for the GoFundMe, as they are completely legal. After telling Ben that he would need to fight it on the criminal side of court, he is then put back in handcuffs and sent to jail. Fortunately for him, after a judge reviewed the arrest, he deemed it stupid, but still set a bail of $2,500. But just after leaving the prison, before he could even...
I don't understand why he even, like, he got arrested. If you get arrested and then the judge deems it like an unlawful arrest, why did they still have to pay the bail? Like, I don't know. I just feel like it would be stupid to even have a bail at that point. Like, just let him go. Like, just let him go.
At home, his roommate called in saying that Ben now has a warrant out for his arrest. He called the Utah Police Department to see what his warrant was even for. The officer told him that he has a warrant and that there was no bail, and that he possesses a physical threat to everyone involved. With the threat of being arrested literally anywhere, Ben has a...
Mind you, look at him. I'm sorry, Ben. This is no way to body shame you, but he's not a physical threat. I promise you that.
allegedly fled to Mexico. Allegedly, of course.
Allegedly.
This concludes the two main parts of the Bricks and Minifig scandal from Reckless Ben. But there's
also the first part now, it said like 3.2 million or something. It's at like 5.4 million views right now. Yeah.
still more extra things, like an email sent to all the Bricks and Minifigs franchises saying that everything is fake and to just trust them, and the CEO trying to do damage control but making himself look dumb on YouTuber streams and still lying to everyone. I will also leave the GoFundMe in the description. Anyways, thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to enter the giveaway at 5,000 subscribers. That's it for me, and I'll see you on the next one.
I actually can't wait for this to continue because, sorry, let me get some good lighting because this sucks. But if you want, like, this is still continuing even today. Like, every single day, I feel like there's an update to the case. You want to know who got a, what is it? I don't remember what it's called. They got like a thing in the paper, like, if you don't do this, you're going to be sued. Is it bad that I don't know what that's called? I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry. But the, so Reckless Ben has a Patreon where videos come out early. A lot of YouTubers do that. I'm not surprised. But the person who owns Patreon currently, like the CEO or whatever, he got a letter from Bricks and Minifigs saying that they're going to sue if they don't take Ben's videos down. So, yeah, a lot of people are getting involved with this now because Bricks and Minifigs is literally taking everyone down with them. Like, it's insane. I'm going to find you guys the video because you guys should never take anyone's word, okay? Especially on social media. Never take anyone's word. Always find it yourself, okay? This is the original video. Okay. Take down notifications. Reckless Ben's Patreon account.
Dear creator community, my name is Jack Conti, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Patreon. On May 29th, Patreon received an official takedown request filed by Bricks and Minifigs for media and accounts related to Reckless Ben and an ongoing dispute regarding a local Lego consignment issue. This is the verified complaint with exhibits. This is the request for immediate content removal pursuant to temporary restraining order. And this is the motion for the temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. So after an extensive review and investigation by Patreon's trust and safety team, we have in fact unfortunately determined that Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it. We're keeping Ben's page up.
They can stop it. Okay.
And if Bricks and Minifigs doesn't like that, they can sue us. Patreon out.
Oh,
Dear
he's
creator
so cute. But yeah, that's where we're at. That is where we're at right now, guys. I'm really excited to see where this will go. Typically, I don't really care for internet drama. Just don't look at my TikTok reposts. But, like, usually I don't. But honestly, like, I'm engrossed in this. But probably, I think it's more because of the basic injustices that have occurred. Like, what do you mean you're gonna steal from an old person who's in the hospital? Like, you're disgusting. Like, oh my god, you deserve nothing but the pits of hell. Like, that's so embarrassing for you. And you're gonna take down an entire corporation because of that? Your own corporation? Here, me saying I don't want to edit a 2-hour video, me also finding all of my own evidence in this video. Okay. Salem, Oregon. Ooh, we're going on the official account. Oh, okay. So, I got mixed up. I've been seeing a lot of posts on Instagram about... Okay, I got mixed up. So, I've been seeing a lot of posts on Instagram of, like, stuff that Bricks and Minifigs has been saying, but it's just them talking about how they officially closed down the Oregon store, but we already knew that. The only thing I don't understand with both of Ben's videos is they're saying Utah, like, conduct or something where because of, like, or why the redactions were made, and then, like, a lot of the papers are being served to him under Utah, but this is in Oregon. Like, that's the only thing I don't understand. So if someone could explain that to me, that'd be great. Okay, but listen, I'm not a geography whiz or anything, but, like, 99% sure Utah and Oregon are, like, 2 different places. Don't fact check me though on that, okay? But anyways, that's just, like, some food for thought, guys. Like, wow, every day America's just getting worse and worse. Yay, so happy to be here. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed that video. I will definitely be making a follow-up just because I'm locked. I'm so locked in. Like, you don't understand. And I don't even understand. But anyways, I will keep up with this. So that means you guys will keep up with this too. And I will see you all in the next video. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's what I thought. I knew that. Thank you.